Poison experts don't really know what's in this stuff used to smoke electronic cigarettes, but they say that even a teaspoon of it, if ingested, could potentially be deadly. A week ago, Susan Weidman was convicted on charges of racketeering and mortgage fraud, and today as she stood in front of the judge with her attorney awaiting her sentencing, the judge noticed that she showed little remorse for her actions and didn't understand the gravity of her crimes, and as a result, he showed her little leniency. Now to a developing story. The turmoil in Ukraine today. Pro-Moscow demonstrators seized a government building. The U.S. and its allies accuse Moscow of invading Ukraine, and they're demanding Russia withdraw its forces. This is the home where one woman says that debt stoppers failed to file paperwork that she says could have saved her house from foreclosure. Approximately 3 months ago, residents of the King Bridge retirement community put together care packages intended for troops in Afghanistan for Veterans Day. And today we found out that most of those packages never got there. And in fact, they're still sitting in this DeKalb County post office right behind me. 2 other individuals are already serving time for related crimes. And today's sentencing wrapped up the investigation that we've been following since Weidman was indicted in 2011. In Cobb County, Sam Bleiweis, Channel 2 Action News. After years of legal battles, Ingrid says that for now she will remain in her apartment, but that one day she hopes to own a home again after the mark on her credit clears. From Powder Springs, Sam Bleiweis, Channel 2 Action News. Poison experts don't really know what's in this stuff used to smoke electronic cigarettes, but they say that even a teaspoon of it, if ingested, could potentially be deadly. E-cigarettes are a growing trend, according to Dr. Gaylord Lopez with the Georgia Poison Center.
The liquid nicotine is very potent, and in just a few drops can cause someone to go into the hospital. A few more drops after that can even be lethal.
E-liquid is made of nicotine and other chemicals, and it comes in an assortment of flavors. You can find it almost anywhere, even in your local gas station. Since 2011, the Georgia Poison Center has received around 60 calls about possible e-cigarette poisonings.
The majority of cases that poison centers are seeing are in kids under the age of 5.
According to the National Poison Center, there has been a 300% increase in poisoning cases from 2012 to 2013. Lopez says that this is largely because there is no regulation on e-cigarettes by the FDA.
We're not even regulated by the FDA. In fact, unlike cigarettes, you could be any age and purchase these items.
This woman says that's why she chooses not to smoke e-cigarettes.
I think things should be regulated by the government. I mean, if we have more control over what we give to people and have an age for it, then they can make the decisions and know what time to make those decisions.
The FDA is expected to post some regulations on e-liquid in the near future. In Northwest Atlanta, Sam Bleiweis, Channel 2 Action News. This is the home where one woman says that debt stoppers failed to file paperwork that she says could have saved her house from foreclosure. Ingrid Backus keeps stacks of printed emails dating back to 2010 because it's the only proof that she has that she was wrongly evicted from her home.
That was my first house. I loved my house. I loved it. 12 years.
After being rear-ended and damaging multiple discs in her back and neck, Backus was unable to work and began to get behind on her mortgage at her Powder Springs home. She then hired debt stoppers to manage her bankruptcy.
But I was under the impression that everything was fine.
But it wasn't fine. Backus says that because debt stoppers failed to file paperwork supporting her bankruptcy claim, she was evicted from her home and had to move to a small apartment.
I was so lost I didn't know what to do.
She says that if debt stoppers had filed the paperwork during the period that she was waiting to get her disability pay, she would still be in her house today.
I would be happy. I would be able to keep up with my mortgage payments. I would have been able to live my life like I did before. I'm hearing that from Atlanta.
From Powder Springs, Sam Bleiweis, Channel 2 Action News. Emory University student and faculty are incredibly uneasy after campus police reported that last night at about 11 o'clock here on North Decatur and Oxford Road, a student reported that a man grabbed her off of the sidewalk, dragged her into this wooded area, and then raped her. It's mostly calm and quiet here in Emory Village. The only sounds are cars coming through the main traffic circle. But last night at approximately 11:30, that peaceful illusion was shattered when a man grabbed an Emory student while she was walking and raped her in this wooded area. Emory police alerted DeKalb County Police of the incident and sent out an email this morning warning students and faculty.
No one wants to wake up in the morning and read those kind of emails just because you don't want to kind of like admit to yourself that it's going on within the Emory bubble.
This is the second on-campus incident and third incident this year in what students call the Emory bubble, and residents of the area are also on high alert.
It's a very scary thing. Actually, it made me get out my can of mace. I'm carrying my mace for the first time in a while.
The DeKalb County Police Department released this sketch of a man that they believe could be responsible for all 3 assaults.
The similarities between all 3 of the cases that all 3 of the victims were alone when they were approached by the suspect who attempted to overpower them, but they ultimately were able to get away and to notify police.
This is a very heavily populated area where students can access Emory Village on this side as well as cut through towards the main campus on the other. If you have any information regarding the incident, contact the Emory Police. In DeKalb County, Sam Bleiweis, Channel 2 Action News.